Hello, what's up again, YouTube world? It's your girl here, Dana Monet, here to recap another week of season 11 of The Voice. This is The Voice. Ding, 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 ding. So we are at the conclusion of the knockout rounds, and I'm actually going to do this in a two-parter. I'm going to discuss the knockout rounds from Monday night. There aren't any knockout rounds tonight, Tuesday night. They're doing some best of clip show, but we'll get into the problems with that in the second video. But for this video, I'm strictly going to talk about the knockout round performances. Okay. So we have Austin Alsop versus Gabe Broussard. Austin sang Breakdown and Gabe sang It Will Rain. So Austin, I really like the quiver in his voice and the rasp and the grit that he has. I think he just knows what he's doing. He's very seasoned. Just seems like somebody who should be schooling Blake. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to, push his vocals. And it's not my typical type of music, but I definitely, appreciate, his craft. And he comes with it. So I can't be mad at that. And then with Gabe, I thought that he was doing a pretty good job, but then he started getting out of tune after the beat dropped. He was trying, but his nerves were definitely getting the better of him. He was up against a veteran. I liked his song choice, and he did some different things with the melody, but it was very inconsistent and out of tune. And of course, Blake chooses Austin because Blake's not stupid. So then we have kind of a heartbreaking knockout. One of probably the most heartbreaking knockout there was. So we had Michael Sanchez versus Soraya, and Michael sang Just the Two of Us, and Soraya sang Ain't Nobody. So I knew that when I saw who was left on Alicia's team, I was like, oh no, they're being paired together. But I like them both. Like, they're both like my favorites. So I was like, Soraya's gonna have to win, but damn, I like Michael. That's my boy. So I felt kind of like it may not have been the best song choice for Michael, but I definitely still love the tone of his voice, and he knows how to switch things up and make it interesting. I mean, his ad-libs are like the best thing ever. I live for his ad-libs. He was talking about, because the song is Just the Two of Us. He was like, not the 3, not the 4, not the 17. I was like, Michael, you better friggin' get it. Like, I don't know what he be thinking when he do these ad-libs. Like, I don't even think he is thinking. It is just the best thing. His ad-libs are just so creative and so out of left field. Like, I just love him just for that. And then everything else that he does. So I'm definitely going to miss him. And, so I feel like Miley should have saved her steal for Michael instead of saving Belle. I mean, if we were going to save somebody on Team Alicia, it should have been Michael Sanchez. Just saying. Okay, so then Soraya, and I will say that Michael Sanchez I felt would have been a good candidate for a comeback hit, but we'll get into the comebacks not happening in the next video. So Soraya said, ain't nobody love me better. So I was glad that she won the knockout because her voice is a knockout in my opinion, and I really liked her outfit. It was on fleek. That red jumper was hot. She did like this cool key change in the beginning. I have to be honest. I don't think that she like executed it as well as I would have liked it to be. It was like the I think that was wrong. That's bad key change. Every time I try to demonstrate stuff, I do it badly. But y'all know what I'm talking about if you watch the video. I love her Shaka Khan hair, like for real. That was amazing. And she was sassy. She just had sassiness for the gods. And I will have to admit that her voice had a few missteps, but overall her presence was dominating. And I kind of felt like it came across a tad desperate, I will say that, but I do still love her, and I did want her to win. I saw that she really, really wanted to win so badly, and I always appreciate that. And Alicia picked Soraya. I wouldn't have necessarily have been mad if she would have picked Michael. I wouldn't have been mad in either. Well, I'm going to be mad because one of my favorites would have went home. But I wouldn't have been mad if she picked Michael. I just think that both of them deserve to stay in the competition. So Michael just needed to have been paired with someone else. That's just the bottom line. So moving right along to Dana Harper versus Carly Metzger. And Dana sang You Give Me Something, and Carly Metzger sang Invincible. And I was like, yes, thank you for finally showing Dana again after montaging her in the battles. Her voice is just so warm and full. It's like full of butter. It's like, I can't believe it's not butter, but it really is butter. You know what I'm saying? It's just rich. And I have to be honest, I still feel like she hasn't found like the right song to really show off that beautiful lower register that she has. Like she teases us with these low notes when she dips down and it is, you know what I mean? But she only does it like one time in the song. And but I definitely did enjoy her elongated notes, but I have to say the song felt a bit boring. It was like one of those mid-tempo type songs that don't really go anywhere. You get something. I was like, it's not really doing it. Your voice is beautiful, but the song is just it's not really doing it for me. And I'm just like, when is this chick gonna sing some Phyllis Hyman, some Anita Baker, some Toni Braxton, some Brandy, or somebody that has a low voice so I can really hear the depth of what she can do down there? Because I know that she has that gift. I just feel like, I don't know if they're telling her, keep singing high or whatever. No, sing low. As a matter of fact, sing Let It Flow by Toni Braxton. That is like her lowest song. No, that's 7 Whole Days. How does Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Everything's gonna work out right, If she can hit that, golden, okay? So as for Carly, she sang Invincible by Kelly Clarkson. And the second I heard that she was singing the song, I was like, because I remember her voice from the blinds and what she did in the battles, I was like, this does not fit her voice at all. Like, she is not a powerhouse. She's like, has this soft, kind of lilting, pleasant voice with a like punch of power, but she ain't Kelly Clarkson powerful. So I don't know where she thought that this would be a good idea. So she tried to tackle Mount Kelly Clarkson, which is no easy feat. I think that she sounded a little bit better live than she did in the rehearsals, but when the chorus hit, her voice got so shaky. Like I said before, I think she should have stuck with songs that could show off her ethereal, lilting voice, instead of her trying to belt out some Kelly Clarkson. And she really failed on that big note that they were trying to amp up for, when she goes, what was I running for? What was I running for? I forget how it goes. What I'm running for? I don't really know that song like that. If I heard Kelly singing it, I could mimic it, but I don't really know the song like that. So I don't know that particular note, but she didn't hit it. So Dana won that battle by default, really, to be honest. So next we had Darby Walker versus Mae Thomas. Darby sang Shake It Out, Shake It Out, Shake It Out, Shake It Out, oh. And Mae Thomas sang a song called Closer. So Darby, I just have to say, I hated that outfit. Ooh, that orange, big baggy velour shit. I don't know what the hell that shit was. However, this is the first performance of hers that didn't really annoy me. Her voice is extremely affected, I will say that. But I think that it was actually a good song choice for her. Her voice allows her to make these kind of unique choices that you never think of, especially when she dips into the falsetto, her head voice, and then dips out. And her voice is still an acquired taste. That's not really my cup of tea, if I'm being honest. But I think she was committed throughout, and I appreciated that. Some of her stylistic things cause her to lose pitch. I hate when people do that. They hang on to the stylistic things so much that they can't hang on to the pitch. I'm like, the pitch is more important sometimes than the stylistic thing, especially when your voice is so affected like this. But I did like the little high notes that she hit at the end. They were really nice. So Mae, I loved her boots. They were lighting up. I was feeling that. I like anything that lights up. All that glitters is gold. I like her whole vibe and performance quality. She had her whole choreography stuff going on. She was like this, and she was like, I could just imagine her whole show, opening up for Lady Gaga or something, and her whole set and the production, and somebody could teach her choreography and she would know how to do it bam, bam, bam. I could see all of that. The problem with it was the vocals were not up to par. And, in the present music environment, the way things are with top 40, that would be fine. But on the show called The Voice, it's not gonna cut it because the voice actually matters on this show. She definitely had pitch problems throughout, but I mean, I definitely still think she has star quality, but her pitch problems, I think that she could have had a chance if she didn't have as many pitch problems. But I definitely think that Darby is a favorite of Miley's. So Miley picks Darby. I don't really know why per se, but Darby is a favorite of Miley's. So next we have Nolan Neal versus Brendan Fletcher. And Nolan sang Love Is Your Name and Brendan Fletcher sang Soul Shine. So I wasn't crazy about the beginning of Nolan's performance. I felt like the notes weren't really in his sweet spot. The chorus that got better and he started to show his range. I don't really think that that was necessarily the best song. Thank goodness for the end of it when he was about to explode vocally. And the note at the end was really good. I actually got this mixed up and when I was writing down my recap and I thought that he actually won the knockout. And then I was on Michael Slezak's TVline.com where he was recapping it and everybody was like, Brendan won. Brendan. I was like, he did? Oh, okay. So moving on to Brendan. I think overall I may have preferred Brendan. I really like his raspy, husky, but controlled voice. It's like this constant pain in his voice, and I love it. Maybe his performance came off a bit subdued. I will say that he kind of stayed like only in one part of his voice throughout. Although I feel like if he's challenged, I think that good things can happen. And I don't think I gave him enough credit in his battle because he was paired with Bindi and I was kind of partial to her. I actually think that he did a really, really good job on his battle. So I just want to say that. So Adam chooses Brendan, which in hindsight, I think that I would have made the same decision just for the sake of consistency, So the last knockout of the night was Aaron Gibson versus Josh Halverson. And Aaron sang Die a Happy Man and Josh sang Whiskey and You. And I've been saying with Aaron that he's been sounding like, Philip Phillips the whole time I'm listening to him. But I think this is the first performance. Maybe it was the one in the battles, but where I really realized that he sings better than Philip Phillips and definitely more conscious of his pitch. He has a nice husky tone, but not much excitement in the song. Although it picked up a bit at the end, this was also subdued. Now, Josh Halverson, I like that he straightened out his hair. That was nice look. He has a very compelling presence that brings you in. He loves whispering words. He doesn't have much range, or maybe he just hasn't shown it yet, but he does have a storytelling quality. I liked him more than Aaron, actually, in hindsight. I think I probably would have picked Josh. Josh was quiet but interesting. So then Alicia steals Josh back because Josh was originally on her team anyway. So there was one montage of the whole knockouts, and I'm really kind of upset at this because this is the most that they've shown somebody performing in a montage. I'm like, why don't you just show her whole damn performance? So Sofia Yorista versus Josette Diaz. So Sophia won. We don't know what Josette sang because they didn't show her in the little clip, which I thought was kind of janky that they did that. But with Sophia, I liked her song choice. I Can't Stand the Rain. It wasn't the Missy Elliott version. I guess this is where it derived from. But this would have actually been the first performance of hers that I would have like put on my playlist on YouTube in my voice faves. If they actually showed the whole thing, because I was actually really feeling that 30 seconds that they showed me. I was like, y'all could have showed me in this. Okay, I'll get into that on part 2. I feel like they should have showed another 30 seconds of Josette too. It's a shame because Josette was also montaged in the battles too. So I was like, poor girl. But I didn't really care that much for her blind. But it's not really about that. It's just about the fact that, everybody deserves a chance to be shown and to be heard. You know what I'm saying? It's not like with American Idol where there's, almost 1,000 people that audition in various cities. And then in Hollywood, it's like 200 people. Once the blind auditions are done, it is 48 people. Show all 48 people in the battles. It is, okay, show all 48 people in the battles. Just in the blind auditions, don't show nobody that doesn't make it. well, then that may be defeat the purpose of the show. But if you do show somebody that doesn't make it, don't show their backstory too. People don't need to get attached to that. Just show them singing. But I'm rambling on. So that was it for the knockout rounds. This season is definitely flying by. So I will see you guys in part 2 when I will discuss the team standings, the crazy live playoffs that is going to consist of all 20 singers. I don't know how the hell they're going to do that. Results. And coaches say like everything voting during the show, it's going to be a hot mess. But I'm going to talk about it all in part 2. So see you there.